Hey, got some gear tonight. We'll continue on with a borathon. This is a Stirling Boar 24 millimeter knot, nice and dense. Got a lot of backbone right now. It and the Omega that I have are the strongest. The Zeniths and the Simogs are super comfortable right now and very smooth. This guy is not yet comfortable, but at least he's not prickly and overly scrubby. He's been soaking for about an hour and a half, about an hour, and I am using distilled water with him instead of my tap water. Since I'm soaking them for so long, I didn't want my hard water to put on deposits. That's the reason. Karve Christopher Bradley razor, 3.5-inch handle, gives me the right balance for my preferences. And it's loaded up with a feather. This is going to be the 30th use of the feather, and last couple of uses I believe have been a little bit on the rough side. And by the last time I was testing a bar soap, so it's possible that the formulation there didn't really work with the blade. I'm curious if the feather is starting not to be a good blade to use with this A plate, which is a pretty mild plate of the Bradley razor. The soap that we're going to be using, my second time for this one, is Melange by Dr. John's. He started it as a Sunday Funday, kind of experimental monthly limited edition. Apparently it must have caught on or something, because it did get adopted by another vendor, and so you'll also see it with its own artwork and all that stuff. But this is when it first came out. I've used it once and it was enjoyable. I liked the strength of it. I thought the scent profile was pretty interesting. I put it in my bag to try again. Because I just wasn't sure about the scent. I think I like it. When it's dry, I'm getting the pineapple and the apple very distinctly. It's nice and smooth, and I do detect a little bit of maybe something that's like a smokiness or a woodiness, but it's not super discernible, at least to my nose. Now, my notes when I use this, before, when I got it wet and got it into lather form, I liked the strength that it had, but that fruitiness kind of went away and the other notes became more evident. So let's see what happens today. It's not bloomed or anything like that. I don't need to do that. Let's just throw a little bit of water on my face. And then shake most of the water out of my boar brush. This guy holds a lot of water. Lots of fibers. I cannot wait until this little guy gets comfortable and the tips start to split. 2 seconds, we can have a nice round number. I'll go ahead and do a 30-second load. That's what I did last time, and it provided a nice lather that was about 5 to 6 passes. So I could probably get along with a little bit less than 30 seconds. Why don't we just do 25 seconds? We'll go all the way to 55. 2 seconds, 1 second, and there we go. And so, there we go. All right, we got some jumpers. I'll go ahead and pause you while I rinse off this soap tub. All right. Lather bowl. Got a link on the description page if you want to print one of these yourself. It's a 3D printable one. It's got the files online there. Roger Quintero designed it, and I'm really happy to have one. It's very nice. Yeah, the fruit is still prevalent right now. I think it was 2 teaspoons of water. May have been 3. Looked at my past notes. I was so pleased yesterday to finally get to use a DIY brush that I had been tinkering with for a while. You know how you wait for parts to come in, you think about it for a while, figure out what knot you want to put in the brush. I found a handle that I liked. Then the parts sit around for a while you wait for time to go and kind of drill out the old knot from the brush. Then at least you finally get the time to do everything. You look at the loft. How deep is the knot going to be set into the handle? Because that controls the backbone of the knot. Controls a lot of things. I have definitely had some brushes that were set too deep. The loft was too short, and so that really kind of ruined the brush for me. So I wanted to be careful and thoughtful about it. Then I finally figured out what I wanted to do, what I wanted to try. Put the silicone in, and then I like to wait about and use it on the third day. I like to give it 2 full days of drying. Now, yep, I can still pick up the pineapple. Just going to go ahead and dump the whole rest of the other teaspoon in there. So this may be all the water I need. And so to have a bunch of parts that I've been looking at for a while finally come together into a brush and into one that I enjoyed, that was really nice. I have a lot of just-in-case stuff sitting around, and I was glad to have a just-in-case something turn into something that was now usable and enjoyable. This is getting a little slippery, the handle. I'm just going to rinse it off so I don't have to do some kind of death grip just to keep holding on to it. I believe this is the 10th use of this brush, and I think I have one more one more brush to bring to number 10, and then all my Borathon brushes will kind of be around use number 10, except for that 2000 Smoke that I brought in recently. I'll have to kind of do him a little bit more frequently. All right, let's just show you how the lather's looking. It's got a wiggle. Yeah, there we go. Shows you a little bit about the viscosity. Now let's do a little finger test. Oh, I gotta get this thread bristle out of there. Nice slickness, still kind of a creamy feel to it. I can feel the ridges in my finger prints. That's something just to look for. It may not for you, it may not, it all depends on the soap. It may not mean that your soap is ready, but that's something to watch out for, because then once you figure out where you like your soap, now that can become a landmark. Like, I almost feel my fingerprint ridges, or I definitely feel my fingerprint ridges, but I still feel some slickness as I rub my fingers. Maybe that's where you like to stop. You know, use those kind of things as your milestones or bookmarks. Another bristle. Come on now. And these are kind of firm bristles. I don't want to send it down my sink. All right. Great. So I'm going to throw a little bit of more water on my face and we'll lather up. Okay. So yesterday's Badger brush that I was talking about, my DIY brush, super soft. It's a Virginia Ching knot that I have come to enjoy in a larger size, but I didn't need such a large size, and so I bought a smaller version. So I'm going to sell my larger knot. So I have in effect done kind of a swap. But what's relevant right now is that this brush feels very scrubby and strong of backbone compared to that brush. Notice kind of the pock marking. It's not a flat, even surface there. With many soaps, that seems to indicate to me that I need to add a little bit of water to it. And there's some different ways we can do that. I'm just going to get rid of the excess soap from my brush here. And this time I'm just going to spray some water on my brush. We'll see if we can dilute the mix just a bit without getting too messy. This guy does splay pretty well. Takes a little bit of effort to make him do that, but I'm really curious if the maybe some of the ones that are so comfy at such a young age, the boar brushes, you know, they'll kind of keep getting floppy as the uses go on. But then the rough ones may become my favorites because they it took them a while to settle into a really good point, but they didn't overshoot it into a world of floppiness. They gradually eased into that wonderful balance between holding the soft tips on your face and with comfort and softness. So I am choosing to, today's shave, I am interested in reevaluating the scent of this soap to see if I want to keep it around. Secondly, I'm reevaluating the feather in this razor. Last time I used it, like I said, it was a little bit rough. So let's see what I get this time. See maybe if it was the soap or if perhaps this feather needs to be graduated into more aggressive razors as it increases in age. He is doing just a little bit of tugging. But I am a person who has taken a blade to 130 uses, and so just a little bit of tugging is not a big deal. You'll find you can often take your blades a very long way once you're willing to accept just a little bit of tugging, and in many cases it's not even uncomfortable. So that's interesting. So I might try the feather. I could try it in another razor, more aggressive razor, because this is the A plate. It's a very mild plate for the Chris Bradley razor. And there we go. First pass is always the one that's the troublemaker. The other ones are smooth and really enjoyable. And rinse time. Oh, the scent. Ah, yeah, this is a really nice scent too. The strength is there. It's wafting around. When you're bending around, you're going to encounter it in different ways, and I like that about having a strength like this. Man, Dr. John's is some slick stuff. Kind of remove, I don't think I need the excess water. Just kind of a small amount of water I think will be helpful. for the second pass. Man, this stuff is slick. Nice creamy rinse. Oh no, you know what? I did have to add a little water to that first pass. So maybe I should have left those droplets on my face. I'm sure I think I'll be all right. Cross grain now. Now, some people do think I'm nuts for using a feather more than, 3 or 5 times. Some of them chuck their feathers after, 2 uses. I want to see how far this one will go. It looks like he is ready to be moved on. As a razor ages, he becomes a little uncomfortable in the milder razors. So if I had only mild, smooth, comfortable razors, then I would not be able to take my Nasset to 130, that's for sure. If you have a razor that's a little uncomfortable for you in terms of aggression, you can do yourself a favor by taking a blade and really pushing it farther than you usually do, because what you'll do is you'll get into a range where that blade is smooth, more smooth than usual, and that razor where it's aggressive is more smooth now, and you can enjoy that razor and have it not bite you quite as much or give you razor rash, that sort of thing. And I was able to enjoy that on a couple of the different more aggressive plates on my Charcoal Goods Level 2, which has been a really touchy one for me. But there was a wonderful sweet spot, I can't remember, maybe between 50 and 70 count for the Nasset, where that was an enjoyable razor that I'd never been able to use that way. All right, let's warm up the brush, fill it with soap here for the third pass. Looks like my mix was good. I'm really happy with that. So two teaspoons and a 25-second load has given me a very nice mix. If I wanted it to be more creamy, I could towel dry my face before each pass. If I wanted it to be wet and super slick, I could just leave extra water on my face, something like that. Get a nice glide. And sure, the brush has got just so much backbone, it's crazy. And I'm hoping it just keeps splaying, opening up as the uses go on. 10 uses is still very young, quite young. The uses are going to go by slowly since I'm evaluating 7 boar brushes at once. Maybe I could use an adjustable and set the range to kind of somewhere in the middle part of the range of aggression and test this feather on that. or just find something with a slight aggression tendency to it, at least more so than this mild plate from the Bradley razor. Excellent. Ooh, nice cut. Nice closeness right there in my trouble spot. Now my brush, and we're done with the shave. And yeah, I'm really happy with the result. My brush had kind of a pass left on it. Did a little bit of rinsing and washed it away. And it looks like we have 1 or 2 passes left in there. So the 25-second load could be improved upon if I wanted to be more economical. I'll rinse this out. And we talked about 2 teaspoons was the water amount. And that was distilled water that was used today. So if you have hard water, it may take a little bit more soap to get the same result. So I'm checking the scent. I could definitely shave with it without really too much in terms of reservations. But there's so many good soaps out there where I like the scent of. I think what I'm picking up on is a slight floral. Don't know enough about the floral area to tell you which one. It's something on the sweet side, like maybe rose or something. At least that's how I'm perceiving it. I'm not picking up so much of that smoky, woody type note. I'm sure it's in there balancing things out and helping me to not immediately dismiss the floral. I'm getting a light pineapple, but I'm not really getting the apple anymore. That might have been one of those top notes that is there in the beginning, but then dissipates quickly, leaving you with the rest of the notes. So yeah, I think I'm going to pass this one on. It's really almost in the zone of where I might enjoy it. And it is very interesting. I like the apple notes and the pineapple. But I don't think there are just too many other good ones out there that I enjoy better is really what it comes down to. But the performance was excellent. Slickness, just like Dr. John's usually is. For days. This is a vegan soap, in case that matters to you. Doesn't really to me. As long as it's a good soap, I don't care. And I'll just keep cleaning up. So yeah, I guess I will pass this one on. So this little guy performed as well as it has been lately. Delightfully dense. I like that in this kind of boar. Looking forward to it splaying a little bit more, maybe losing a little bit of the backbone. But it's not scritchy, or any element of scratch is not there. Just kind of a light scrubbing, and I'm fine with that. It doesn't seem to generate, especially with the nice mild settings on razors, doesn't exacerbate any razor burn problems or anything like that. And it's got lots of, even totally wet, it's got lots of backbone. And I just finished dropping him on the towel, and this is how he looks. He was actually a factory second from Stirling because of some kind of misprint issue, or it didn't quite make the grade. And so I saved a ton of money. It's a great cheap brush, and I'm really enjoying watching it grow. And I think I finally have decided to polish up my Chris Bradley razor. So this is the bead blasted finish the way it normally comes. It does have a little bit of patina on it. It is a little brighter and shinier when you first get yours. But I do like the patina, and so even, of course, that will be preserved. I mean, it'll start it over once I polish it up, but then it'll still be shiny and keep developing that particular patina. Just an enjoyable shave today. I do like the soap scent. I especially like the performance. I had nice, creamy rinses. It just felt great on the face. I do kind of wish, in retrospect, maybe that I had picked a a brush that wasn't quite so scrubby, something a little softer to really enjoy the lather, the aspects of the lather, the creaminess of it and stuff. But that's all right. That's all right. This guy, I think I have one more that needs to be, had 10 uses put on it, and then I can start putting 11 uses on all my boars in the borathon. All right. And so we'll pick, next time I use that feather blade, we'll pick maybe a little bit more aggressive razor and see what happens. So smelling it dry from the puck, the apple and the pineapple notes are in the front, and so I can't perceive that floral note that I would later smell in the wet lather. And so I think that's part of the thing. Once those the fruity things die down a little bit, it lets that floral come through. What I'm perceiving as a floral, who knows, it might be, you know, powder or, you know, something like that. It's been a few minutes now. My face feels terrific. I don't even need a post-shave product, but I got some to use up, so let's see what I have. You know what, my wife is away, not going to be smelling me tomorrow. She doesn't like Old Spice. I've got the Old Spice original, but here in this drawer, I've got the classic. I'm not such a purist that I eschew the classic. I think it's okay. So nice. All right. I think it's a good scent as well. And a nice, well-formed shave. Good style, good technique, because no sting. Wow. That's pretty impressive. I didn't really see that coming. Cool. Oh, you know what I just noticed? This is the Pure Sport. I had no clue. How about that? Yeah, I was smelling it, and I was sitting here going, where is the traditional Old Spice scent? I mean, this isn't, they say it's a classic, but it doesn't even resemble the original. So this is Pure Sport. I like it too. A nice twist on it. There are definitely some notes in there that are maybe what a lot of the maybe deodorants or cheap soaps use to give you a good scent, but they've twisted it a little bit to where there's still some interest and it doesn't smell like those same things. So that's pretty cool. Well, there we go. An enjoyable shave. And I learned something about the feather. I learned something about the melange scent, and that's what I wanted to do. So hope there was something here for you. You have a good night. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Take care.